Welcome back, everybody. This is my episode 6 Loki musical score breakdown of Natalie Holt's awesome music from this series, and we're going to wrap everything up. Although, I just heard back from Marvel that I am going to interview Natalie herself next week. So, make sure you're subscribed and come back for that, because it's going to be a great conversation, and I can honestly say I've done my homework. First of all, I know you probably want to hear about the opening sequence with the Marvel logo.
Way to go, Tic Tac!
That's how you punch.
Wakanda forever!
Super cool and tons of stuff to listen to throughout that. But this has nothing to do with Natalie's score. In fact, it was Kate Herron and Kevin Feige and all of the folks on that side of the process who were dealing with this. And actually, it's worth going back and listening, especially with headphones, because they've created this really, really awesome soundscape. And they actually were working on it all the way up until episode 2 was like airing. They were still working on this soundscape for this specific scene. So definitely go back, throw on some headphones and check it out. It's really, really hard to make something that doesn't exist sound authentic. And they did such a good job with that. So go give that a listen, but we're going to just move on from that and start with Natalie's music. So first we have the Citadel at the end of time, this establishing shot of them walking inside. And what's really interesting about this is the music was actually written and recorded first. And Kate, the director, actually created the shots to line up with the music. It usually goes the other way around. You have your shots and then the composer writes music to that. This went the other way, and Kate actually took the music and created this scene from the music itself.
He who remains.
Not for much longer.
And we do have this little flute trill kind of thing that happens in the Loki title sequence. And that also seems to be thematic material representing the Citadel. We then get our big question answered of the entire series. The question changed throughout, but it was like, okay, what's the TVA? And then who controls the TVA? Then, okay, who are the timekeepers? And then when timekeepers aren't real, well, who is controlling this? And who's controlling Goliath? And who's in the Citadel? Like, this question keeps changing, but the answer is the same. And so the theme played throughout all of those questions was the same. And we find out it's KANG. It's KANG's theme. It's He Who Remains. It's that theme, which makes a lot more sense that this would be this epic theme for KANG the Conqueror and not like this weirdly bureaucratic TVA, right? You might want that to be a little bit different, but having this big epic theme throughout that meant like we've been talking about him this whole time. We just didn't know it yet.
He's impressed.
Who's impressed?
He who remains.
And who is he?
He created all, and he controls all. At the end, it is only he who remains. And he wants to offer you a deal. He's been making a few creative adjustments, and he's worked it out so we can reinsert both of y'all back into the timeline in a way that won't disrupt things.
We've got a theremin version. We keep hearing the theremin, especially in Ravonna's office. Remember, there was that piece on the reel-to-reel called The Swan, played on a theremin. And so here we are. She's downloading something from KANG, and we actually don't really know what that ended up being, do we? But we hear his theme played on a theremin.
Hey there.
What took you so long?
Sorry.
And then we finally hear KANG's theme in all its like the real theme, and everything, and then the whole thing, when he's talking about his origins and how he ended up creating this multiversal war.
Conquered. The peace between realities erupted into all-out war, each variant fighting to preserve their universe and annihilate the others. This is almost the end, ladies and gentlemen, of everything and everyone.
And then at the end, we get the big reveal of not He Who Remains or the other variant, but Kang the Conqueror at, I guess it's in that key, but it's this big build up to, that theme playing over the end credits, but it's Kang's theme. And there's this awesome amen moment, right, with He Who Remains. I can't wait to ask Natalie about this one because I don't understand how you get it all to work. You have to have it right pitch and timing. You have to make sure your editors are doing it right and make sure the score lines up. I don't understand, but it works perfectly. And it mimics the B section of our main theme, which we've only heard once, and it was kind of inconsequential, but it's... right? And so this whole section during the Amen moment is kind of the B section, and it has a similar chord structure.
And then the timekeepers came along and saved us all.
No. No, this is where we diverge from the dogma. That first variant encountered a creature.
Next up, we have Ravonna's spooky little motif.
If anyone was ever going to make it back from the void, I suppose it was going to be you.
Personal friends.
I'm sorry, Mobius. I couldn't let you get anywhere on mission.
Timekeepers are fake.
Hunter B15 also, she doesn't have a melody or a theme per se, but she definitely has a kind of rhythmic thing going on and this drum sound that I hadn't caught before, but it's definitely a thing.
Reset the timeline.
For all time. Always.
Mobius M. Mobius gets a couple more jingles in to jog your memory. It's the one that goes... by the way, played by the great Jack Halama on a delayed guitar.
And then you sent me to die. What happened to you?
Nothing, Mobius. I didn't change.
You didn't change?
I looked out for you.
All right, we got a bunch of Loki's theme in this. Can you believe it? Loki's theme. There's this nice kind of heroic one in the background. Listen for it. I think you'll be able to hear it. When Miss Minutes is having Loki imagine his life had he not lost and had he killed Thanos. And it's...
Just there. You can kill Thanos.
Here's a pretty validating one for those of us who are a little sad how we ended things at the end of this episode. Kang asks Sylvie if she's even capable of trusting anyone, and Natalie gives us our answer.
Do you think you're even capable of trusting anyone at all?
We also have this moment as Loki is realizing that no matter what they do, kill him or not, this guy basically wins. And so we hear Loki's theme, but it's getting kind of distorted and unraveling as he's realizing no matter what happens, they're kind of cornered, and it's not going to be good for them.
No more lies. The sacred timeline is completely exposed. Multiverse. Or you take over and return to the TVA and its benevolent rules. Tell the workforce who they are, and why they do what they do.
And then, of course, we hear it at the end when Loki, takes a moment, picks himself back up, and does something. I don't know what he's planning on doing, but he's going to do something. We also have in this episode a couple instances of what I've called the sacred timeline theme. This is Loki looking back on what his life would have been, mostly, and we hear it in episode 1 here.
You're not.
Always so perceptive.
And in episode 2, as he's reading about Ragnarok. And then we get it in episode 3 here.
You want the Infinity Gauntlet? Yours. Throne of Asgard? No problem.
Interestingly, we hear it again when he's telling Sylvie to hold on, we need to think about what we're about to do. And to me, that means he's actually thinking about his past life and all of our Marvel friends, saying whatever we do here might have consequences for them.
I promise you from my heart, this isn't about a throne.
What was I thinking, trusting you? Has this whole thing been a con?
Really?
Could also mean he's just saying, I've lost so much already, and I don't want to lose you as well. It could be that as well. But I like to think he's thinking about good old Frigga and everybody during those moments. Now we hear Sylvie's theme a lot through this conversation with KANG / He Who Remains. Not Loki's theme, not KANG's theme, Sylvie's theme. So maybe it's just setting her up to be the one to kill him. I don't know, but before we get into all that, here's her theme again. We heard it first all the way back in episode 1 with the cloaked figure, and every time she's done something important, we've heard it again.
Why would you give up the control?
Buddy. Time.
And then as things build and get more tense, we hear this angelic choir start singing her theme. Or at least we start to, and then this is where KANG goes, "Grow up, Sylvie," right? And it literally derails her theme as it catches her off guard. So listen for her theme, it sets it up and then falls apart and gets really kind of distorted and weird and then comes back.
Personal, it's practical.
It was personal to me.
Oh, grow up! Grow up, Sylvie! Murderer! Hypocrite! We're all villains here.
And then there's this really important one. It's during the threshold scene. Again, it's not Loki. It's not KANG's theme. It's Sylvie's theme. And again, it bears repeating. Maybe it's just because she's the one who kills him, and this is what allows her to kill him, is him not knowing what's going to come next. But still, I feel like it's way too important to have her theme be the one that's playing throughout all this. I feel like there's more to it than that.
You have a chance to do them for a good reason. threshold.
There's this cool one during the fight sequence, which starts out up top and then it transitions to the cello. See if you can listen for it. And it finishes off with the cello down there.
Maybe he's lying. Maybe he's not. The cost of getting this wrong is too great.
Fine. Do it! Kill me! Take your throne!
No.
And finally, after she kills Kang, again, it's her theme. It makes sense, but I feel like maybe it's like a Santa Claus situation where if you kill Kang, you get access to Miss Minutes or something. I don't know. But it feels like she's become something new in this moment, and her theme is enveloping. Last, we have two love themes. The first one, I'm not sure we've heard before. It's what I'm calling the Romeo and Juliet. The we're in love, but we can't. It's first heard when Miss Minutes is saying, oh, you two could be together. And Sylvie's like, no, that's not a reality. And then second, it's Loki accepting that they probably can't be together.
Always wanted. And you can have it all together.
It's fiction.
We write our own destiny now. You never trusted me, did you? What was the point? Can't you see? This is bigger than our experience.
Why aren't we seeing this the same way?
Because you can't trust. And I can't be trusted.
Then I guess we're in a pickle.
So we wait.
And finally, we have the actual true love theme. And this is very Tchaikovsky and such a gorgeous theme. It's one of my favorites in the entire series, maybe my favorite. And we first hear it on Lamentis 1.
That's not someone stepping on the wrong leaf. You ever seen a branch like that?
No.
We hear it again in the Timekeeper's chamber, of course.
This is new for me.
What? What is it?
And we hear it again here, of course. By the way, it's up a half step this time, which you may think doesn't really mean anything, but Natalie makes these decisions pretty specifically, and I think it is a bit of a resolution, or it's different this time in some way, right? Elevated even. And while it is misdirection on Sylvie's part to get the temp pad and get him out that time door, we're not hearing Sylvie's theme in this moment. We're hearing the love theme. So while it is misdirection and it is a little sneaky, it is an authentic emotion that she's feeling there as well. Loki Season 1 broken down for you. Make sure you're subscribed and stick around for my interview with Natalie herself next week. And other than that, make sure you comment below if you like this, because I would love to just plan on doing this for all the upcoming Marvel stuff. It's been really, really fun. And if you like it, I'll keep doing it. If not, maybe I'll do less of it and I can just do like one for a whole series or something. But just let me know. Was it fun to follow along and have me be wrong about a bunch of stuff before I saw the whole series? All right. Thank you so much for watching this whole thing. It's been a blast. And again, stick around next week for a really fun interview. And I'll see you all real soon. Thanks, everybody.